I was a huge fan of the first generation TicPods 3. They looked good, were extremely comfortable and had smart controls. But that was at a time when they were one of really only a handful of products in the category, and by now they definitely have some shortcomings. The TicPods 2 try to improve on the 3s, but they don't succeed in every way. Hey, I'm Brian and this is my review. By today's standards, the case of the TicPods 3 is huge to the point where it's hard to fit it into a pocket. But all of that changes with the TicPods 2. The case is only about half the size, shrinking it down to the same size as AirPods. It even fits into the coin pocket of your pants. This is extremely refreshing, as it's one of my biggest complaints with the first generation. Apart from that, the case didn't change all that much. The design remained largely the same, with the same shape and sweeping pattern on the lid. It's also still solidly built, but the LEDs are much dimmer and hard to see. The charging port moved to the back and it's now fortunately USB Type-C. Complaint number 2 addressed. Almost. While you can charge them with USB Type-C, you cannot charge them with the Type-C to Type-C cable. This is even mentioned prominently in the Quick Start guide. I have no idea why this is the case, and it's quite frankly just annoying. And when the first generation came out, the lack of wireless charging was tolerable, but by now it's something that I would expect from premium truly wireless earbuds, and the TicPods 2 unfortunately lack it completely. They do have fast charging for an hour of use in only 5 minutes though. Battery life is still solid, even though the smaller case holds less full charges. The earbuds last about 4 hours by themselves and 20 with the case. Let's turn to the earbuds themselves, because they actually changed quite substantially. They're still in the case the same way, which means taking them out the right way has a bit of a learning curve, but it's overall not a big deal. Except for the fact that unlike the 3s, they can be put inside the case the wrong way pretty easily, and then the case won't close. The magnets are now much stronger though. And you might have noticed that due to being smaller, they are now a hard plastic design like the AirPods and don't have the rubber tips anymore like the first generation did. That also means that you don't find any different size tips in the box, just the earbuds and a charging cable. This new design is probably my single biggest complaint with this new generation, and I don't know who thought this was a good idea, because it means that they will only fit a much smaller amount of people. Unlike AirPods, they fortunately don't fall out of my ears when exercising, but at least AirPods are more comfortable. The TicPods 2 are really just fine in terms of comfort and even hurt after a while, which is extremely unfortunate, because the TicPods 3 fit my ears absolutely perfectly and I could wear them for hours. But fit is very subjective and I can only tell you my experience, yours might differ. But I'm still going to complain about it because with the first generation you could at least adjust them if they didn't fit. That's not the case here. And because they don't have a rubber seal, they also don't isolate particularly well, which becomes a big problem in noisy environments. They don't block outside noise at all, not passively and not actively, since even the pros don't have active noise cancellation, which is a missed opportunity I think. At their price you can't really expect it either, but I wish they made a version with it. Okay, enough with the complaints. Let's move on to the controls. They still have the same great touch controls from the first generation, which means that you can adjust the volume by sliding your finger up and down the side, as well as play pause, skip tracks, and take calls with taps. Holding down on the side activates your voice assistant. I especially find the volume controls extremely useful still, and taking one bud out of your ear still pauses your music like on AirPods. So far, everything I said applies to both the regular TicPods 2 and the Pros, but those have some extra tricks up their sleeve. You can nod your head to take a call and shake it to reject it, which is quite intuitive and actually works okay. In addition to this, the Pros have hands-free voice controls for activating the assistant and quick actions like skipping a track, play pause, or taking calls. This does not require saying any wake-up phrase first, but it also doesn't work half the time. Let's finish up with sound quality. Thanks to Bluetooth 5 and aptX, it's a huge step forward from the TicPods 3. They have a very full sound signature with very emphasized highs where the 3s sound muffled in comparison. Very enjoyable overall and noticeably better than cheaper earbuds. But the lack of isolation does mean less deep bass. The latency is also much shorter, to the point where it's not noticeable anymore. Conclusion time. First of all, I think that at 99 euros the TicPods 2 are actually quite a good value. They're super small, have great sound and still come with their smart controls. If they fit your ears right, that is. The additional 40 euros for the Pro version are not worth it, for the few additional voice and gesture actions you get that don't even work right. And overall, I think there are quite a few missed opportunities here. The move to a hard plastic construction makes them less comfortable and less isolating, and the lack of compatibility with all USB-C chargers and wireless charging is weird. I think that's something at least the Pros would have needed to have. And instead of the voice controls, I would have also liked to see active noise cancellation in these. At least the regular ones are a solid product, but maybe my expectations were just too high. Thanks to Mobboy for the TicPods 2 Pro review unit. Of course no compensation was provided for this video, but I have to mark it as product placement because they let me keep the headphones. All of my opinions are of course still my own. If you enjoyed this video, you know which buttons to press, and don't forget to press that follow button on Twitter. I'm Brian, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.